What if I told you the greatest diplomatic victory being celebrated on your TV right now is actually a $300 billion concession hidden in plain sight? While the mainstream media hyper-focuses on naval blockades and tough guy rhetoric, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance just quietly signed a digital agreement with Iran and the fine print. It makes Barack Obama's 2015 nuclear deal look like a masterclass in American leverage. Welcome to the Geneva illusion. They are calling it a historic peace deal, but behind closed doors, it's being described as a total surrender. Here is the massive geopolitical bait and switch that the administration is praying you don't notice. Let's start with the illusion of strength. If you turn on cable news, you will see Trump surrogates like Pete Hegseth doing a victory lap. They claim that by launching strikes and establishing blockades, the U.S. brought Iran to its knees. Hegseth boasted that Trump led with military might, unlike Obama, who supposedly begged Iran for a deal. They want you to believe the upcoming Friday signing ceremony in Geneva is a formal surrender. But when you bypass the talking points and read the actual memorandum of understanding digitally signed by J.D. Vance and Iranian parliament leader Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, a terrifying reality emerges. Under the guise of a performance-based agreement, this deal paves the way for Iran to unlock staggering amounts of cash. We are talking about unfreezing $24 billion in Iranian assets, delivered in tranches. But that is just the appetizer. The real kicker? A proposed reconstruction fund that could give Iran access to up to $300 billion, financed by Gulf Arab nations. Let me repeat that, $300 billion. Donald Trump spent a decade screaming that Obama gave Iran cash. Now his administration is orchestrating a financial windfall for the regime that dwarfs anything in modern history. What exactly are we getting in return? This is where the C- reality of the Geneva deal gets deeply concerning. According to statements Trump gave to the New York Times, Iran will actually be permitted to enrich uranium at low levels. They are not tearing the centrifuges down to zero. The original Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA negotiated by Obama, relied on the most intrusive international inspection regime ever implemented. Monitors had 24/7 access to Iran's entire nuclear supply chain. Trump's New Deal? It heavily relies on trusting Iran to comply during these 60-day negotiating windows. It strips away the multilateral coalition of European allies, replacing it with a fragile handshake backed only by the threat of snapping back a naval blockade. This is exactly why former President Barack Obama has suddenly broken his silence. He surfaced to point out the blatant hypocrisy of Trump claiming he would only accept total surrender, only to fold and accept an agreement significantly weaker than the one we already had. Obama reminded the public that diplomacy is complex. You can't just bomb your way into a lasting solution. Tearing up agreements is easy, building them is difficult. Obama's words are hauntingly prescient. On May 8, 2018, when Trump officially withdrew from the JCPOA, Obama warned us. He said walking away from a verified deal would alienate our allies and leave us with a losing choice: accept a nuclear-armed Iran or go to war. And look where we are today. We just fought a catastrophic 100-day war, only to scramble back to the negotiating table to accept a worse deal than the one we tore up. There is a dark parallel here that Washington ignores. Think back to North Korea. When Trump unilaterally ripped up the Iran deal in 2018, he sent a loud message. American diplomatic agreements are worthless, and the only way to guarantee survival is to get a nuclear weapon fast. Kim Jong-un watched Trump tear up the JCPOA, bought time, and secured a nuclear arsenal. The withdrawal taught our enemies to rush to the bomb. Now in 2026, we are watching the exact same playbook unfold with Tehran. By launching a massive conflict and committing to a hasty ceasefire just to claim a political victory, the administration projected weakness disguised as strength. This isn't about Republican versus Democrat. It is about a fundamental crisis of leadership. True power is building multilateral coalitions, enforcing strict international oversight, and preventing war before it starts. Instead, we are being sold a massive concession masked by military bravado. They are throwing billions at the Iranian regime, allowing domestic enrichment, and trusting Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf to keep his word. The American public is being played, distracted by explosions while the vault is quietly unlocked in Geneva. So I want your honest opinion in the comments below. Look at the facts: the $24 billion in frozen assets, the $300 billion reconstruction pipeline, the lack of global inspectors, and the continuation of low-level enrichment. Is this actually peace through strength like the White House claims? Or is this the most expensive geopolitical surrender in American history? Let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button for real investigative journalism and share this video.